We are in the dead of the offseason. All right, there is zero content to be made right now, except maybe Zachary Resache to the Mavs. Till LeBron goes to a team, there's nothing. All right, there's nothing to make unless you make it yourself. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing a tier list on the NBA players that I want their bag. I want their swagger. All right, so we have the cream of the crop. I'm thinking, I mean, just taking a little poll here. I'm thinking, you know, set a baseline here. I'm thinking obviously like a Kyrie Irving, but even like a Devin Booker. Why am I having to drag him all the way through everything? I think Devin Booker is the cream of the crop in bag work. Played point guard for a few years, but I think his bag is probably one of the best in the league. All right, he can get a bucket over anyone. He almost shoots on the way down sometimes, and it's beautiful. But cream of the crop for me. All right, that's how we're gonna do it. Let's just go down a little bit. No eye contact. If I'm walking past you in a hallway, I'm not even looking at you. Okay, and then not enough info because I don't know some of the players on here. I know a lot of them. Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I'm putting that. Why am I jumping to Nickeil? All right, let's just take this one at a time. Let's get some out of the way, just some quick ones. Let's start with Tre Mann. I think this is going to be one of my sleeper picks. All right, let's just get him out the way. I think Tre Mann's bag is a high B, a low A. All right, we're going to see how it looks at the end of this. But his bag is super nice. He's got a little bit of hops, but I think I like, he wears the long shorts, the baggy jersey. Oh yeah, no. It's just, I want all that, you know? Pause. We're going A right off the bat. Zachary Resache. I'm going to go look at his jump shot.
Around the screen is Resache.
Okay. I've seen enough. All right. We're putting him at a solid C or D. All right. I think right now he's a solid C. His jump shot's not bad. It's kind of what I expected, kind of what I remembered. Moving on. Ooh. Okay, Trae Young. We're putting Dyson Daniels F. I think he shot 19% from three. Trae Young. I'm putting Trae Young B or high A. I think I'm going to put high A over Tre Mann. You know, the Michael Jordan of Tre Mann is Trae Young without the swag. Shoots it kind of from, you know, the chin area, but it's a nice shot. He gets a lot of power from his legs, from his base. And when he's hot, there's you know, just as Knicks fans, there's nothing you can do. Jalen Johnson. All right, Jalen is the 2K player that your friend makes every year that is 6'9", can do everything and just tries to dunk on everyone, even if there's like two centers in the paint. So we're gonna go. I don't think Jalen be dunking on everyone. I think he's definitely a smart player. So we're gonna go C2. I think bag work, he's better than Zachary Resache. I think Zachary might go down to a D, depending on how this list goes, but we're going to move on. Kristaps Porzingis. When I think of Kristaps Porzingis, I think of the Kevin Durant's of Brook Lopez's, all right? The original unicorn, some say, you know. I'm putting him at a B. I like his touch. I like his form. He shoots it from really deep for no reason, other than that's just his shot. He works in that a lot. We're going to put him at B. It's a really beautiful shot. You don't need to see it. You saw it enough. What comes to mind is being when Kristaps was on the Celtics, he did have a lot of low post or high post bag work, just, you know, elbows over him shot, and it was really nice. I mean, it put my Mavericks to bed in the finals that one year, and I don't like him for it, but it's all right. Onyeka Okongwu, he's going in the F. I just, you know, shoot, Dyson might go down one, I'll be honest. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, all right. I wanted to put him C, and then he had a great season, so I'm putting him B. But then I know that he shoots left-handed sometimes when it feels good. So, you know, we're gonna put him high B. And the reason is because I think it was, yeah, he does this a lot. I mean, this is the one that going through your mind, I thought of a different one where he shot it and missed it in the playoffs against, I think it was on that lefty too. So we'll put him at a high B just for that reason. Luke Kennard. We're going to put him, his shot is fluid. I think when I think of Luke Kennard, I think of 2K for some reason, just because of how quick his jump shot is. But Luke Kennard is definitely a sniper. Not much bag when it comes to, you know, dribbling, but that's not his role, you know. So I don't want to dock him for that. But I think I have to because that's what I've been doing. So we're gonna go high C. I think he's better than Jalen Johnson. I think he's better than Zachary Risache. We'll see, though. I might move some players at the end. Derek White. All right. Now, Derek is a special player in my heart. All right. Derek, how do I put this? Derek White is the Derek White of Derek Whites. All right. He's going to go up for me. I know he had a big year this year. He started off kind of wishy-washy, but he turned it around, and I'm putting it in the B. I think he went from having to play, fourth option sometimes when Jason Tatum was in 2 years ago to, he was bringing the ball up. Now he's playing point guard, vet NBA player. So it's not like he didn't already have that. It just wasn't his role. So I'm putting him in the B. We're going Jaylen Brown next. Jaylen Brown is interesting, right? Because he shoots it. His shot is weird. I don't know if I like it. It's like Devin Booker can get away with shooting on the way down because his form is so pure. Jaylen Brown, when he does it, I just want to put him in the lab and teach him how to shoot, even though he's Finals MVP Jaylen Brown. If that makes sense. His bag is a lot of, tween, step back, and I'm just shooting over you. I don't care if you have a hand in my face. And that's cool. I think I'm going to go B. Lower B than maybe Chris Stapps, maybe a Nikhil. It feels a little disrespectful, but I don't really care. I'm going to be honest. I think we'll see a lot this year when he's not the first option, and I am excited for that. But he did have a lot of touches this year, and he made the most with them. Whether that was, he missed a few shots, or he missed quite a few shots this year. Let's be for real. His field goal percentage wasn't the greatest, but and I think that's why analytically they wanted to get rid of him. Among advanced analytics, all that kind of good stuff. Jason Tatum. Jason is not him. No, JT. I want to dock him a little bit because he used to have this like hitch in his jump shot, and now he's kind of gotten rid of that. He kind of brings it in more to the right of his body, and it looks really pure. I think at certain points he brought it in from the left hip, and I think he can do both still. But I definitely like the non-hitch Duke Tatum, and then I think kind of the current from the clips I'm seeing after his rehab, and I think muscle plays a big part into that. But he's a dog. I like he can play out of a high post, he can play out of a low post. When he gets downhill and he realizes he's 6'10", with a 6'5", handle, he's one of my favorite players to watch, unless he's playing my Mavericks. So I'm putting him behind Trey. I think that feels right. Nicholas Claxton, I just don't even want to rank you. I don't have enough info for George. Luka Garza. Not the Luka I love, but the Luka we all love. I'm going to put him at E. Peyton Pritchard, garage, man. We're putting him. I love Caitlin Clark's and Peyton Pritchard's bag. He's very sound. He shoots it really deep. And he knows, how many points did he have in that Summer League game? It was like, not Summer League, it was like a Pro-Am game. It was like 100 and something. Peyton Pritchard has not scored, but he did explode for 90 points in the Portland Pro-Am League game. Okay, so it was close to 100. That boy's a bucket. Y'all know it. Garage man, tight handle. Moving on, Anthony Simons. Anthony is a lot like Damian Lillard. I know he gets that comparison a lot. I'm going to roll with it. I think Dane and his bags are both A tier, maybe a high B. So we're going here with it. I actually like it more than Peyton Pritchard. I think Peyton uses his body a lot more, though. So I don't know. I like Peyton's over even a Trey Man. What happened to my camera? Where were we? Did we talk about Anthony Simons? Anthony Simons' bag is a lot like Damian Lillard's, but I don't like it because Peyton Pritchard uses his body more, and I like the long shorts from Trey Man. So he's going in the A tier, but I do like him. Sam Hauser, straight shooter. I think I'm going to put him up with Luke Kennard. Walsh is a very good defender. I'll give him that. I think he's on the same level of Dyson Daniels, but I don't want to disrespect him that much. So I'm going to put him at E. Dyson, I hope you prove me wrong. Baylor Shireman. All right, Creighton guy. Cam Thomas. I went and watched Cam Thomas in person before, like, his big explosive, 40 point, 50 point like month, but that month lives rent free in my brain. He shoots it with a lot of his quads are massive, like just huge. He gets a lot of power from his legs, but he gets really high. He's 6'4". He plays like he's 6'6". I'm putting him pretty high. I think he was on the Bucks. I think the Bucks signed him, and I don't actually know how he did. I'm gonna assume not good because I didn't hear much about him. But I'm putting him in the B. I think his bag is better, honestly, than Jaylen Brown's, even though Jaylen Brown makes a lot more shots. I want to say that's Igor Demon. All right, Igor Demon. Bag. Igor's bag is very, very fundamental. He gets, honestly, this summer league, he kind of went off. A lot of highlights, a lot of, big dunks. But bag work related, I think he's a C. I think why is my camera dying? Ref, why are we dying? Yeah, Igor's going to be fun to watch. He's in a good spot up in Brooklyn. Speaking of Brooklyn, Michael Porter Jr. Now, the memes are probably true. I think he averaged his career high in assists this year. Fact check me, but I like his game. I think he's going to be a high C player. I think his jump shot is just super fluid, that I got to give him credit for that. That's his role, is to make and take shots. Oh, Seraph. I watched a few of his games at Summer League. He wasn't bad. I think one game he didn't play very much, but the other game he's a very good playmaker. I think his bag is, low C. Just same with Igor Demon. He needs to prove more in the NBA before, a good ranking. Franz Wagner. I'm putting Franz at, a higher C. Overall, good player. Maybe even low C. Day'Ron Sharpe.
Numbers.
Angry. Kind of in that E tier. LaMelo Ball. Dare I say the first S tier. Dare I say it. I think his swag, everything about LaMelo screams S tier, maybe even cream of the crop. I think Devin Booker takes that just because I like fundamentals a lot. But I think LaMelo's going to go S tier. The between the legs lobs, the shooting it like you're still in Chino Hills. I love everything about that. Some of the shots he takes, from the side of the backboard. I think Eric Collins definitely is playing in my head, making this a factor. But I think he's everything you want in an S tier bag work player, So S tier. Brandon Miller. Brandon, I need to watch a little bit more of. Definitely, he's going to be an upcoming, great role player. Maybe even an all-star someday. I hope. I'm putting him B tier, but I'm putting him high. I think his shot is really pretty. He gets up high for some dunks. It'll be interesting to see how he plays without LaMelo. I know some of his minutes that I've watched are without LaMelo, and he looks all right. LaMelo makes that team run. But him and Khan are going to be a great duo together. Speaking of Khan's bag is more than meets the eye. All right, when you think of him, I think most people think like Klay Thompson, and he is so much more than that. He has great footwork in the paint. He pivots, finds a player, and I think, I think young Klay was doing that, but definitely Khan is going to be a great playmaker. And I think now that they got rid of LaMelo, he's going to be able to play make a lot more, and I think that's what they want his role to be now that LaMelo is gone. So I'm putting him, just based off this 1 year, I'm putting him high C, maybe a low B. Miles Bridges. I don't think I'm having eye contact with him, I'm going to be honest. Oh no, Hornets players. Colin Sexton. Colin is interesting because when I think of Colin, I think of the time that he was doing the shuffle between on the Cavs, Colin's game is very energetic. I love the way he plays. Now, bag work related, I think he's more of a C player. But I'd even give him a high B, honest, or a low B, high C. I think I'm going to go high C for now. I think going on the Lakers, he's going to be great. Just because he's on the Lakers, I might give him a low B. Josh Green, I remember watching Josh Green a lot. He was on the Mavericks for some time, and when we traded him, I was actually a little bit sad, just because he's a hustle player. He makes shots, catch and shoot shots, but I wouldn't say his primary thing is bad work. I'd go, middle of the pack. That's not who I want. That looks good. Grant Williams. I think Grant Williams definitely, once again, he played on the Mavs. So, that's kind of where my brain goes. But even on the Hornets, he wasn't bad. On the Celtics is definitely where He thrived. I like what he brings to the game. I just don't think he's a bag player, so I'm going E, maybe even D. Mason Plumlee. Ooh, Mason, go watch Mason Plumlee highlights. In 10, 20 years, maybe 30, 40 years, I'm going to be telling my kids that this was Nikola Jokic, and they believe me. Some of his passes are insane. I think he's the NBA LARP of bag work. I'm going high A just for the fun of it, all right? Low A. Spencer Dinwiddie, Mr. Hezzy, and then I'm putting it right here and I'm shooting it. He shoots it like his arm is like here, and then he like pushes it up, and it's really pretty. He has a hezzy, and every team he goes to, he's the exact same player. If you're gonna trade for Spencer Dinwiddie, if you're gonna sign for Spencer Dinwiddie, you're gonna get Spencer Dinwiddie, and that's what he's proven on the Nets, the Mavs, some other places that I can't recall. I think I love his bag. I watched him a lot. I'm going high B. Jaylen Brown is kind of looking at me. Pat Connaughton, Mr. Baseball. All right, I haven't seen him play in a while. I know he's really good on that championship Bucks team. I haven't watched him enough. Ayo Dosunmu. Now, recency bias. That boy's got a bag. All right. I love watching him on the Timberwolves. He did a great job, and I think that's what secured his contract and his spot. And I think that's why they traded Naz Reid. They believe in him, and I believe in him. And I think his bag is really deep. In fact, I'm going to go watch some Ayo Dosunmu highlights after this just because of it. All right, Coby White. Coby, Mr. Clutch for the Hornets overtime game. I'm going to put him pretty high. All right, I like his bag. He is a 6'4", almost catch and shoot. When I think of Coby, for some reason, I think of the times where DeMar DeRozan would jump, spin in the air, and find him a pass. And I think it was like assist of the year 2 years in a row for some reason. I'm putting him kind of lower B. I think he's a lot like Derek White, who isn't as good defensively, maybe even a little bit better at better bag work than some of them. And I'm going to even move Jaylen Brown up over Spencer Dinwiddie, even though I really like Spencer Dinwiddie. Josh Giddey. I'm going to be honest. He's really slow, but the bag is there. Really slow, but the bag is there. I'm going higher B. I think some of these players are going to have to go down to C. And some of these players might have to move up to A at some point, but I think I'm going higher B. He gets on 2 feet quite a lot, high push floaters, high off the glass usually, and he makes the right play a lot of the time. I'm going to go middle of the pack for him. Matas Buzelis, the homecoming king. All right, Matas is, I'm putting him at a C, middle of the C. We're going to move on. I like everything he's done so far. He just needs to play some more minutes, and we will be chilling with him. Nikola Vucevic, same thing. I'm putting him at C. Some of these players are actually going to have to move down at some point. Like, I don't know. I think Zachary Sachet is I'm going to move him down out of respect to some of these others. Josh Green, I'm going to move you down. But I'm going to put you guys at the better D tier players. I think I like Vucevic a lot. Blow block presence is definitely there. He can catch and shoot. He was really good on the Celtics. In fact, the whole Celtics organization this year was really, really good. But yeah, moving on. Patrick Williams. When I was at Summer League watching Darren Peterson, I think we were talking about, I think I brought up how the Bulls, how the Bulls haven't gotten very lucky in the lottery. And he said he was the first cousin of Patrick Williams, and I feel bad still. But I don't really care. I'm putting him at E. I don't like his bag. He's making enough money. I don't really care. Is that Noah Esenge? All right, Noah Esenge. Moving on. Red Velvet. All right. Putting him at D. I love his name. I like what he did on the Kings. Even less of a bag than these guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Less of a bag than these guys. I'd even put him at high E. I love what he did on the Kings. He just catch and shoot, running around Domantas Sabonis, and playing that role really, really well as the shooter. But we're going to put him at a high E just because of his recent years. Yuki Kawamura. Don't look at how many players I had to put in here. I just thinking of bag work, I don't know enough. All right, Yuki Kawamura. I was talking to the guys, right, and I told them I think Yuki Kawamura would be the hardest to see, in a building. Like, if you walk by, I'd be like, is that Yuki? Like, I wouldn't know. I feel like he's got the easiest NBA lifestyle because he's 5'9", 10, he can just walk around and people wouldn't think he's an NBA player. And that's exactly what happened. He walked right by us. There was nobody in our vicinity. He walked right by us. He had just showered. His hair was wet. And I didn't know if that was him or not. He walked right by. I turned around and I looked at the Cavs and I was like, that's Yuki Kawamura. And I never got a picture with him. I was kind of mad. Bag work though, like kid's a stud, all right? I'm putting him at middle of the B, maybe lesser. I think he's just his height that's holding him back. He just can't guard. You switch onto him and it's free cheese if you're over 6'8", 6'9". He works really hard though, and his bag is pristine. Zach Collins. I don't think a single Zach Collins play comes to mind other than I saw him front row at Summer League, and that was cool. So I'm going, you know, he's a tall center. He played on the Spurs for some time. I don't know where he's at right now, but I'm gonna put him at an E just because I do know him. Darius Garland. I know he's on the Clippers right now, and he's an A-tier player. All right, I think when you think of bag work, I think of Darius Garland. Definitely joins that conversation because of how fluid he is. He's almost like a Trae Young, but at certain points in his career, I'd say he was better than Trae Young, right? It'll be interesting to see how he does on the Clippers with that rebuilding team over there, and they've done a great job rebuilding. I'll give him that. I think he's almost better than. Shoot, he might be a little bit behind Trae Young, but he definitely, what comes to mind is I woke up one day going to school and I watched all of his 50-point performance. It might have been 60. It might have felt like 60, you know, but 50-game performance, and it was just straight bag work. He had a step back where he's shooting off one leg from the chin. It was super nice, from the forehead actually. His form is super nice, his bag all around, push floaters, scoops, step backs. He's just on balance all the time. Donovan Mitchell. I like Don's game a lot. All right, I think he might be even cream of the crop, maybe even S. I put him S. I know people were saying that he invented a new over-the-top step through Euro step type thing. He's been doing that for so long. I don't understand why they're saying that he just invented this move for the playoffs. I think he definitely brought it out a lot more. The tendency was up. But he's been doing that for quite a while. His form is super clean. The early Jazz years when he would, catch and shoot a lot. They played a really good offense over there. He didn't need to cook as much, but when they needed him to, it was pure every time. Dunking on people at 6'3". I love his game. I think he's right behind LaMelo Ball in S tier. Yeah, it's short hair Max Strus. All right, Max Strus. I remember Matt. I'm gonna put him D, maybe even behind in C. I just think of a lot of Heat highlights, a lot of catch and shoot, a lot of getting downhill and passing out. I don't think his bag is as good as some of these guys, so I'm gonna go D. Evan Mobley. He's 6'11". And I'd give him credit for having just a touch of bag at 6'11". I know it's a little bit harder. He's not Naz Reid, obviously, but I'm going to put him, he almost seems bagless sometimes, but he definitely has a little bit of bag, a little bit of post bag. So I'm going to go D, maybe even center of D. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch some highlights and we'll assess. Jared Allen, someone said he's almost as good as Giannis getting downhill, and I wanted to beat that guy. All right, we're gonna go F. All right, DeAndre Hunter. I want to say I don't have enough info, but I definitely have enough info. I'm gonna go E. I'd even put him in with Grant Williams. Oh no, I do know this guy. Play that comes to mind. He had a 3-point shot to beat the Toronto Raptors, and I think he missed. He's on the Cavs. I can't remember his name. I actually really like his jump shot, and I don't know why I can't remember his name. His jump shot is pretty. It's quick. He Harden passed to him a lot, right in the pocket on the laces, and it was just straight cash every time. I think I'll put him at high E. I don't think he has a bag. Lonzo Ball. Do we take Lonzo? Do we just consider Lonzo kind of in the prime version? Not Max Christie. Lonzo. All right, we're putting Lonzo. His jump shot has gotten so much better in recent years, and that's why I'd move him up. But also the bag work just hasn't shown, just because he hasn't played a whole lot of meaningful minutes in recent years. So I want to give him credit because he's a stud. I'm gonna go end of C. I think D might be a little bit disrespectful for Alonzo Ball. I might even put him in higher. I know him. Once again, I can't think of his bag. Max Christie, I can think because I'm a Mavericks fan, product of the Luka trade. I'm gonna put him, I think he's right in there with bag work, end of D. Kyrie Irving, another, when I think of cream of the crop, I think everyone wants his handles. This is no debate. Let's be for real. All right. I think it even goes Kyrie, then Devin Booker. All right. Clay. Now, I want to take in consideration younger Clay. I know he's older now, but even older Clay has flashes, and I want to respect that. The bag has simmered, I'd say. It's still a pretty jump shot. It's still pretty footwork. It just isn't going in, and that's really messing with me. And I know I said I'm not, worried about if the ball is going in the hoop. But I think I have really considered that a little bit for everyone. So I'm going to put him high C. I think he's the highest C. I think maybe even MPJ is a little bit better. We'll figure that out later. Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag's bag, my brain goes to Caleb Wilson, but he's younger, so I don't know how that works. But I'd say his bag is a young, my brain's not working. He's got a bag. Maybe Cooper Flag is 101. He definitely isn't. There's definitely been players come up in the past that are a lot like him, but his bag is really good. Jason Tatum, a young Jason Tatum without a whole lot of, I don't even know how to explain it. His bag is really good. I'm putting him high. B maybe, I don't think he's A yet, but I think he's definitely in this B tier somewhere in here. Definitely a lot to work on, a lot of potential in his bag. All right, we're moving on. Anthony Davis. His bag, a lot of jab steps, a lot of shooting. My brain does go to like a Joel Embiid for some reason. I'm just thinking offensively. A lot of dunks, a lot of, I want to give him credit because he is better than a lot of these centers here. I think I'm going to go high D, maybe even a low C. But I think obviously Alonzo Ball's bag is better than Anthony Davis. And then we move on to my field goal percentage GOAT, Derek Lively. I hope Derek comes back. I'm definitely giving him eye contact. It's going to be sexual. We're going to go F. He just does not have a bag ever since Luka left. He's not had as many lobs, definitely a lot of lobs, but not as many with Luka gone. Then we'll move on. PJ Washington. PJ Washington. I've seen PJ in 2K playing before, and it's fun. I don't remember what his build was, though. I definitely think he's more of a D player. Max Christie-esque. He definitely can handle the ball at times. Moving on, D'Angelo Russell. D'Lo is interesting. I think I've said that they're all interesting. D'Angelo Russell, I'm putting at a high B. I think that's kind of where he goes. I'd even put him at a low A. I might put him at a low A. We might bump some players up to S tier, like a Trae Young and maybe a Garland, but we're putting him at A, and I'm putting him behind Pritchard. I love his shot. It's really beautiful. I like the way his legs kind of pop up when he shoots. Maybe he doesn't do that as much anymore, but it's right at the forehead. He kind of just flicks it, and it's really nice. Sometimes he holds it, sometimes he doesn't. The Lakers clip where he throws it to LeBron, and LeBron says, heck no, he throws it back, and then he kind of cooks. That comes to mind, and that's why I think I'm putting him at an A. Oh, my real field goal percentage GOAT, Daniel Gafford. I'm putting you right behind him. Push floater of doom, Najee Marshall. All right, Najee Marshall. If you don't watch a lot of Najee Marshall, just think of Isaiah Hartenstein's push floater, but as a 6'7" guard. That's what he does all the time. It's really pretty. He is a hard worker. He's made a roster spot just based off of his hard work, his push floater, and his IQ. He's won us a lot of games when Luka was out. He won us games when we no longer had Luka. We're gonna put him at a high C just because I know him. Dante Exum. My brain goes to the Jazz. My brain also goes to the Mavericks. I'm putting him at a high. I gotta go C. That's just kind of where he's fitting right now. We're going next, Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin had some great plays on the Heat. We're gonna be placing him at the. We're also going C. You can go watch his highlights. I mean, Giannis hand in the face, just shoots over him, puts Selly is tough. But we haven't seen a whole lot of that anymore, and it makes sense. He had one of the craziest runs in NBA history, probably, and so we're going to be moving on to Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy, I remember being in a bus going to a game, seeing Jaden Hardy got picked, and I was excited. I went and watched all of his highlights. He's tough. He played, playing behind Luka, playing behind Spencer Dinwiddie, and then now Kyrie. I know he moved on from our team, and I think he's coming back. I want to say, oh no, he's on the Lakers now, but he's developed really, really well. He used to just take the craziest shots, because I think part of me wants to believe that they just told him to go in and try to get in your bag, and I love that for him. I'm putting him at C. I'm putting him at a high C, maybe even a low B. I'll put him at the highest C. His bag is really good. Jamal Murray. I'm glad he got an All-Star finally. It stops from people saying that Jokic never played with an all-star. Good for him. I'm putting him at A. I love, once again, he kind of almost shoots on the way down sometimes, but it's a really pretty jump shot. It's the ultimate park jump shot that you'll see, and he's proven time and time again that he can get any mid-range shot, any deep shot. I'm excited to see him play bigger roles. Maybe not bigger roles, but just being in more and more playoffs, seeing if they can go win another chip. I think I'm putting him at high, and I think at this point we're gonna put Trey at S, behind Donovan Mitchell and behind LaMelo Ball. So moving on, Christian Braun. He definitely has a bigger role. He said he's the glue guy of the team. I just don't think he has a bag. Let's be real, he doesn't have a bag, but I like his accolades. I like his accolades from high school to college to really, really good player. Cam Johnson definitely had a struggle this year. He, struggled being in a bigger role where he has to make shots. He has to, win games. And I think that just comes with being on the Nuggets, a struggling Nuggets. I know they were the 2-3 seed this year, but they didn't make it very far. And I think they have to definitely retool. And I think him playing a bigger factor in this upcoming year is going to be a reason for why they would win more games, if that makes sense. I'm putting him at end of C. Aaron Gordon. Now this is a cool one, because Aaron Gordon started out as just a straight dunker, lob threat, and he has developed into almost a bag work player, a bag work 6'10" power forward, sometimes even a center. And I don't think he played center on the Nuggets as much, but I'm putting him at C. I know that's weird. Why are you putting him at the same tier as Cam Johnson? I think Cam Johnson's footwork makes up for his bag, and I think Aaron Gordon has developed a bag, and I even put them next to each other, maybe even Aaron Gordon higher, but he's developed really, really well on his work. Ooh, Jokic. Is he an A or S? Is he cream of the crop, or is he an S? I want to say bag work related, he's A. And that's because he's very basic. He's very fundamental. He's not the most highlighty. He does have a lot of passes, and I did factor that in with LaMelo. So maybe he's the best A tier player. A lot of the somber shuffle, 1-2 up over your head. But I think the top three ahead of him are definitely in that spot for a reason. All right, I'm going to move on. Tim Hardaway Jr. All right, I remember back in my day when Timmy would just come in and average like 15 points for some games, just coming in off the bench in garbage time, just because he'd go out and just shoot everything he saw. And it was awesome, and he doesn't have much of a bag, but he can definitely shoot the cover off the ball. We're going to see Julius Strawther, Bruce Brown. I just can't think of these guys as bags. Cade Cunningham, all right, the Drake song that, I'm not even going to say it. Cade Cunningham, he's so smooth. He is developing into what a #1 pick should look like. I think he's almost there if he limits some of the turnovers. He's going to be probably a 1A player if he's not already. I'm going to go higher than, I think he's A. I think he's S. right? And I say that because he's so smooth. He can take any shot he wants. He's super creative around the rim, and he you just have to go watch him. Like if you go watch Cade Cunningham without seeing that it's Cade Cunningham, you'd say, "Oh yeah, that's Cade Cunningham." His shot is super pretty. The shots he takes are pretty. His passes are nice. He's the ultimate #1 overall pick. He's your favorite 2K player. You know, he's a stud. All right, we're going S. All right, Ausar, not a whole lot of bag. I definitely give him more credit than a lot of these guys in E. Maybe even at the end of D. Just kind of scrolling to see, like, you know, I think I put him over Zachary, but not over Anthony Davis. Bag work wise, maybe I'll give him C. I think he's definitely defensively really, really good. I think he's got more bag than most people give him, and I think his role right now is just to be a defensive menace and rest on the offensive end unless he needs to, you know, slam it on someone or get a fast break. So we're gonna move on. Crumble Cookie, bag. I wish his bag was as good as his contract at times. You know, I'm gonna go low D. Jalen Duren. He needs to sign a contract. I don't know if he has yet. I think he's just been waiting out. We're going to put him with some of the other centers. Not much of a bag, definitely. Great role player. Duncan Robinson. He had that one playoff that made him, you know, a rich man. I've seen some of his training videos where people are asking, you know, he's doing some really funky stuff just to practice his shooting, and I think he's just that good of a shooter that he needs to practice weird stuff to stay in a rhythm. You know, I like his form. I like his footwork, running around screens on that Miami Heat team. We're gonna go D. I know he's on the Detroit Pistons right now, but still a really good player. Curry, I think he's an A player. Obviously his jump shot's really nice. He's got some nice handles. I think he's above Jokic, but I don't think he's on the level of Cade Cunningham and Trae Young. I know that's weird to say. I think he's just ultimately like a really solid player, but I wouldn't put him on the S tier, and I know that is weird. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy is weird. Actually, he's not really weird. He's a B player. Definitely just a hustle player. Ahead of Cooper Flag, but behind Jaylen Brown. There's a lot of side steps, a lot of getting to the rim, a lot of foul calls. He definitely makes it work. Just a really good hustle player, but he's so consistent with it that I'm going to give him points there. Moving on, Draymond Green. Bag work definitely at some point, but he definitely getting into that system really helps him with the Warriors. I think I'm going to go D right behind AD. Just a super smart player. Quentin Post, I don't know. He's a shooter, but he's a center. Like I'd put him in E. I'm putting Kuminga. I don't know. He's weird. Bag work. Can I think of some bag work clips, and can I think of enough? I don't think I can. Okay, no, we're going C. I'm thinking of the time he dunked on Luka and some other times. Now we're going D. We're going behind AD. Fred VanVleet. It's been a minute since I've seen him play, but he's got a bag. He's got to have a bag. He's 6'3". If you can tell, I love my small guards, but obviously small guards have a better bag than most. So that's just how it rolls. Amen Thompson, he's kind of by Ausar, but he's a little bit better than Ausar, just based off bag work. Kevin Durant is the cream of the crop. Let's be so for real. I think it's weird to have the same amount of cream of the crops as S tiers, but I think this makes sense because he is very fundamental. He gets whatever shot he wants. His bag is really deep. I think maybe it's just because he's played so long. Maybe if he was year 2 or 3, I would grade him lower, but I do just a lot of clips come to mind on that Thunder team, on that Brooklyn team. So we're going cream of the crop, just based off bag work. Alperen Sengun. Alperen is weird. He's a lot like a Domantas Sabonis, just kind of a newer Domantas Sabonis. I'm gonna put him in C. over some of these shooters, but not. I'll put him right next to Vucevic. I think that's fair. Reed Shepherd. I hope to see more of him. He's a salty player. I liked watching a lot of his highlights, especially when he got down to the G League and had all those blow up games. Blow up games. A lot of points scored, a lot of shooting. I'm putting him in D. I want to see more out of him. He definitely had a big role in this Rockets year, but ultimately they couldn't get it done. And I think part of that is because Reed Shepherd, I don't think he held him back. I think their entire team just kind of held him back, and he was the one that had to make the shots outside of Kevin Durant. But I hope he progresses more. Moving on, Dorian Finney-Smith. I love you, Dorian Finney-Smith, but I just don't have enough info on you. Actually, I do have enough info on you. You just don't have a bag, and I don't want to grade you. Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese's bag is weird. Actually, I was watching Malik Thomas play, and all I could think about was Tyrese Halliburton, except that Tyrese Halliburton, who doesn't want to pass the ball, just wants to score. I think that's what Malik Thomas is going to end up being at his peak. But Tyrese's bag is really good. He sets his bag up almost in a way, he fine-tunes it in a way to make all the passes and it allows him to see the court in every move he makes. And I think that's really good. I'm going to go high A with him. I think he's over Anthony Simons just because he makes his bag fit his jump shot, and he makes his bag fit his style of play, which is run and gun and find people in transition. Moving on. Pascal Siakam. Pascal's bag, and I have zero memory of Pacer highlights in my brain, and that is hurting him. But the highlights I do remember from his playoff run are really just super nice. Definitely a product of that run and gun team. But he can get into his bag in the mid range. I know his field goal percentage in the mid range isn't the greatest, but he definitely has a bag in the mid range, and that's why I'm going to put him at C. In fact, I think I need to move some players up between the. Actually, I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we got a good little thing going. Obviously, not enough info. Sucks. Andrew Nembhard. Is that Andrew Nembhard? There's a lot of Nembhards. Obviously, when you say Andrew Nembhard's name, all you can think about is the double step back on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and it was nothing but cash. I love his form. I think his bag is really deep. Defensively, he's one of the best defenders on that Pacers squad, especially in that playoff run. I don't remember much of the Pacers from this year, but we're gonna grade him high because I assume he did that just on a losing team. We're gonna put him at that C tier, maybe even above these centers. Right here, I think we're gonna move some people like Seraph down a touch. I think I graded him a little bit too high, a little bit too biasly. I'm gonna stay high on Igor. TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's bag is TJ McConnell's bag, if that makes sense. Yeah, everyone knows who TJ McConnell is, so we're gonna grade him. We're gonna put him in the C. We're gonna put him lower, though. I think his bag is a mix of a Peyton Pritchard getting into you, getting easy layups, making you fall asleep. But his shot isn't as pretty as Peyton Pritchard's, and I think that's what docks him. And then you add in his defense, and he's a really good player, but I think bag work-wise, he's a C. We'll see. Obi Toppin, a lot of good dunks. A lot of good dunks. I think we're gonna have to give him that for his dunks. James Harden. James Harden, his bag is, revolutionary. Let's be real. I'm gonna put him where I think, obviously some past stuff is creeping in back there. He's averaging 40 and all of that. I think I'm gonna put him behind a Darius Garland and behind a Curry, just because he is getting older. I think that's a fair spot. He's getting older. Some of the rules have been made to stop him a little bit. But obviously, I want to give him credit because of how well his career has transformed. just based purely off of bag work. Maybe the ultimate bag work guy, but when in Rome. Bradley Beal. I don't remember a single Bradley Beal minute from last year. I don't even know what team Bradley Beal is on, and I think that's fine. I think my brain has blocked him out, and just because he's stealing money from the NBA, and honestly, I think I would do that too. So we're gonna put him at C, obviously, or maybe even we'll put him at high C behind Jaden Hardy because I like Jaden Hardy because I remember him. Kawhi Leonard. I like Kawhi's bag. It's super fundamental. He gets to his spots. He just shoots whatever he wants. It's very, very, very basic, but he belongs in the A tier. Maybe just the lowest of the A tiers. Zubac, John Collins. I don't remember much of John Collins. But I remember John Collins when he broke his finger and was signing with another team, when he was getting out of the Hawks. But I don't remember John Collins now. So we're going to go E. Chris Paul. Now this is obviously an old Chris Paul, but prime Chris Paul. I think I got to go just strictly off of bag work. Short guard. I think he's going above D'Lo, but behind. I think he's going here. I'll put him ahead of Jason Tatum, but behind Harden. I think that works. I love me some Derrick Jones Jr. He's definitely a 2K player. You can average 50 with him, but. Luka Doncic. I love Luka's bag. Big Luka guy over here, if you haven't noticed. We're going to put him, oh my goodness, these lists are getting really big. I'm putting Luka behind a LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo is just flashier than a Luka. I think Luka definitely has flashes of being flashy, but I think LaMelo takes the cake when it comes to being on the And One mixtape, if that makes sense. Austin Reeves. Definitely a tier behind Luka. His bag is still really good. Lots of layups. I think he had the highest layup percentage for a long time. And for that, I'm going to go A. I think he's better than, I think he's right behind Tyrese Halliburton. LeBron bag work. This is interesting. I know I said they're all interesting, but this one really, just trust me now, this one is interesting. Because people say Bron doesn't have a bag. And I think that they are somewhat correct. I think Bron's IQ and his ability to make the right decision without having the bag. Having a bag is why he's such a good player. I think that he doesn't need a bag to do what he does. And for that, I think I'm going to go B, a higher B. I do think he's behind a Cooper Flag. I think if I need a bucket, obviously I'm going with a prime LeBron over a Cooper Flag. But right now, I think I'd take Cooper Flag to go get me a bucket. You can't pass. But he is, I'll give him credit. He does have somewhat of a bag. He's the all-time leading scorer. He's got to have a bag, I love me some Maxi Kleber too. It's so exciting. I can't remember the last time he played on an NBA game, but I love me some Maxi Kleber. Ja Morant, push cross of doom, get downhill, dunk on you. Definitely, he's got a 3-point shot. He can. He's not a shooter, but he can shoot it when he needs to. I think that when he was developing a mid-range, before it was going to be that mid-range shot was going to be really helpful for playoff basketball, but it never really it worked out for him. Now that he's on the Trailblazers, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Bag work wise, I think he's in the A tier. I think he's above, my GOAT, Mason Plumlee, maybe even a Austin Reeves behind a Tyrese Halliburton. And obviously, yeah, you see a player right here like, Trey Mann, and you just gotta trust me on that and go watch some Trey Mann highlights, all right? Jaren Jackson Jr., bag work, his push shot comes to mind, but obviously nothing else. Scottie Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. is really, really, really good. He played on that last year. He played on that Grizzlies team that everyone was just played better than what everyone thought that they could play. And he's a high assist guy. I think he had a few triple doubles, but I can't remember his bag. I want to say he's around Alonzo, maybe even lower C tier player. But yeah, Tyler Hero. Bag work, yes. I love his shot. I love how he gets to his shots. A lot of young Tyler Hero comes to mind. I can't really remember him outside of a few playoff performances. We're gonna put him in the B tier, right ahead of Con Knipple. Maybe even I'd put Tyler Hero above Cooper Flag. Norman Powell, transition sidestep of doom, bow-legged master class. Sometimes I think I'm going to put him in this C tier. Great year. Andrew Wiggins. Bag? Question mark. Maybe. Bam Adebayo. We're putting him a little bit higher. He does have a bag. I mean, 83 points in a game. You got to have a bag for that. Obviously, you got a lot from free throws and just catch and shoot shots. But some of that stuff came from jab steps in the post, being big, physical, and having decent footwork. I'm going to put him pretty high, maybe higher than he needs to be. But I'm going to put him maybe even ahead of a Pascal Siakam. We got a lot to go. I'm going to start breezing through this. It's going to be a long video. Davion Mitchell. I just threw Davion in the not enough info, but he definitely has a bag. They call him off night. If you don't know why they call him off night, it's because when you guard your favorite player, everyone says he just had an off night, and that's not true. It's just because Davion Mitchell was on him. I like where he's at on the Heat, especially. Giannis has always done good when he has a Drew Holiday, a really good lockdown defender at this point, and that's proven to win. I'm excited to see what he can do, and I hope he stays on that team. So we're gonna go D. Terry Rozier. Jaime Jaquez Jr., Cole Anthony, Mr. Duncan Timms. We're going higher D. Kyle Kuzma, just interesting bag work from Kyle Kuzma. I didn't realize his arms were so short. That's just a fun fact, I guess. We're gonna go kind of behind Dante Exum. I think he's right in that C tier, but almost in a D tier. Giannis bag work is interesting. Everything is interesting. Giannis is no exception. I think he's worked on his bag throughout the years. His shot, whoever changed his shot, I think it was just his weights and lifting and getting stronger. But his early shot was so nice, and I don't know what caused him to change it. It was probably just muscle mass. But I think Giannis is in that C tier. I think he's definitely gotten better over the years. I'm going to put him behind. I think I can safely put him. This entire tier is getting weird. I'm gonna put him in the B. I think that might be a little bit too much. For some reason, I think some of these guys. I think Luke can come down. Sam Hauser can come down. Najee Marshall can come down. Jaden Hardy, I love him. Come down. I think that's looking better. TJ McConnell can come down. I think that's looking a little bit better. Is that Miles Turner? Miles Turner. I can't even think of the Miles Turner highlight. I think he's on the Bucks ever since he did that closed book thing in starting lineups. It's just, he's been muted out of my brain. I think he's got somewhat of a bag. Definitely a good shooter. I think I'm going to put him in at high E. Bye. Mike Conley, the left-hand unk. All right. Mike is definitely a solid player. They call his number a lot more than they probably should at his age, and he shows out every single time. I'm gonna put him right over like I'm gonna put him right over a Fred VanVleet. I'm gonna put him right over a Fred VanVleet. His bag is really good. He's really fundamental. His shot as a lefty is really nice. It's Uncle Mike. Anthony Edwards, his bag is super nice. His shot, I always thought his shot was really, really weird, but it developed. I always remember looking at his shot when he was younger and saying to myself, like, there's no way that shot becomes, a star shot, but it has, and I think he's right behind. I think it's weird because I don't know where to put James. I think I just put James in the cream of the crop just because he's older now, and I have to consider, he is Mr. Bagwork. That's how he got his points. I think I'm going to put him cream of the crop. I'm going to put Ant at the highest A. I'm going to put Ant in S. I think I'm just, considering his dunks, his swagger on and off the court, his commercials, everything about him screams S. I feel like it'd be disrespectful to put him in A. I think that's just kind of where it is. It's his league now, so moving on. Jaden McDaniels. This one irks me because I asked Jaden for a picture and he said no, and I was completely in the wrong there because I was at his hotel. So he's developed a bag. You've seen that in this recent playoff run where he had, I think it might have been 30. I think it was 30. I think it felt like 30. I think it was like 15 to 20 points, and it was a lot of jump shots in the mid-range. Super nice, developed mid-range bag. On Paramanushi. Julius Randle. I want to put some respect because he's really good. He's a pretty good NBA player. I think he's right net. I think he's in the E tier. I just can't get over the fact that he doesn't make a pass if he's not 7 feet off the air. Like, he throws some ridiculous turnovers, and he definitely can win you some games in season, but get to that playoffs, and all you're getting is maybe a few rebounds. But I just can't get over the jump passes. Ooh, Naz Reid, my GOAT. Naz Reid. We're putting him really high. I think he's a 7-footer, big jelly. There's a lot of people who weren't even Minnesota fans that were sad that he left, and I think that's just a testament to I think that's a testament to how fun he is to watch, and honestly, it's just because Minnesota fans are like that and really good fans, but really fun to watch. I'm putting him in B. I think he's the head of B. If not, I think he might even be behind a Kawhi Leonard just in terms of bag. DeJounte Murray. His wingspan is really long for being a 6'5" guard. Defensively, a stud. Offensively, I remember him hitting a few game winners, and his form is really weird. I think that's just because a product of having long limbs, but it goes in. His offensive bag isn't the greatest. I'm going to put him at a C. Zion, and we're talking, Zion, I feel like he has to go low B. I feel like he should be high B. I think low B is a good spot right now, and I think he definitely has played more in this recent year, but I feel like it'd be disrespectful to some of these other people to put him higher, even though his sample size is a lot lower. So we're going low B. Jordan Poole, the Warrior, the pool party Poole. Man, where do I start? I mean, the next hour could be talking about Jordan Poole. Just a straight bucket. I wish he stayed on that Warriors team, but who knows? Maybe if he stayed, he doesn't pan out like everyone thinks, but maybe if he stayed, he's an all-star. So I'm gonna put him high. I like his game. I think there was times where I'd watch a Warriors game in 2021, 2022, 2020 even, and I think Jordan Poole's bag is better than Steph Curry's. I know that's weird to say. Just the way he got to his layups, the way he was moving on the court, it was a very reminiscent to a now Shea, without some of the flopping. I definitely think he's right now. I think he's right in this mix between a Jokic and a Curry. Jalen Brunson, Big Head Brunson. Where do I even start with you? I love this guy's game. He's 5'10" on an average Wednesday, and maybe 6 foot on a good day. He uses his body to get every shot he needs. You guys just saw he just scored 45 in a finals game with a broken wrist. Like, lefty shot is super nice. He's Mavericks, was on my Mavericks for a while. I watched him play a lot because that B squad came in. I'm gonna put him right behind Luka. I think that's smart. Karl-Anthony Towns. All right, I kind of skipped some of the other Knicks players. I don't think they really have a bag. I think they're just really freaking good role players. And so we're gonna move on to Cat. Karl-Anthony Towns' bag is a lot of, if you just hear some rumors about him online, it's like, all right, is he a baby? And he does not play like a baby. He super tough, super gritty. I'd say he's got, you know, a better bag than, I'd give him credit for having a better bag than Bradley Beal right now, you know? But I'd say anyone is better than Bradley Beal right now. I'm going to put him in the B tier. I'm going to put him next to, you know, I think right behind LeBron is probably a good place. You know, I do consider, you know, scoring on Wemby a lot, the defensive player of the year, one of the best defenders the NBA has ever seen. Maybe he does go just a little bit higher. Maybe I put him right between a Jaylen Brown and a Jimmy Butler. I think that's probably good. Jordan Clarkson, prime Jordan Clarkson is averaging 22 on the Jazz and absolutely killing it. I think right now we're going C. I'd even put him right ahead of Spencer Dinwiddie. Shai Gill. Shai is, I like his bag. I like it more when he's not falling on the floor. Obviously, I think that's just to protect his ankles, and I understand that. Especially, you know, you consider, you know, Steph Curry, all of his ankle injuries, and he wasn't falling on the floor, and now he does a little bit more, and less ankle injuries, but definitely more. You know, the injury bug still finds him sometimes. I'm gonna put Shai in the S tier. I think he's right between Trae Young and Cade Cunningham. He's just efficient, let's be real. Like, he gets to his spots and it's straight cash. I think some of the other guys definitely have a little bit more bag, a little bit more versatility. Shai definitely has counters on counters, but not as well as some of these other guys. In fact, I'd even say that Donovan Mitchell is probably the least of these guys. But that's just me. Jalen Williams. I think he's definitely got more bag than people give him credit for. I'll go B. Jalen Suggs, I think I'm going to put in that D tier. Desmond Bane, bag work. Definitely has somewhat of a bag. He's got it as a smaller guard, and he can shoot it really well. I'm going to put him at C. Paolo Banchero. I'm throwing him a little bit higher. He's weird because he looks like a LeBron, but he is also like a Carmelo Anthony. I'm throwing him higher. Tyrese Maxey, I love his bag. Super small, wide legs when he shoots, and it's a really quick shot. A lot of right hand layups. I'm going A tier. I'm going right behind Jason Tatum. Paul George. You can play any of his 4 theme songs. There might be 4 now. I mean, epitome of bag work, even at his old age. I think I'm going to go S tier with him. I'd rather, you know, I'd even put him over the Don. Really smooth handle, just all around smooth. Joel Embiid, I think he's a B. He definitely gets a lot of, in his MVP season, he had a bag in the post. I think it's very fundamental. I think he's just really big. I'm going to put him over Jaylen Brown. Don't get me started on Quentin Grimes' form. I mean, that boy is Jalen Green. Jalen Green, I'd put him in the B tier. Actually, I didn't want it. I'm just kind of trying to breeze through this. I think this is gonna be a long video. That's not gonna get many views anyway. But Dillon Brooks definitely has a bag. There was times I was watching and I almost thought that Dillon Brooks was Devin Booker, but it was Dillon Brooks, and that made me sad. He definitely has a C tier bag. Shaedon Sharpe. I mean, jumper out of the gymmer. We're going high C. Scoot Henderson, the rivalry of Victor Wembanyama. Not really. We're gonna go C tier. I think it's just Damian Lillard. We're going higher with him. I love his bag. I love the way he shoots. I love the way he gets to his shots. A lot of step backs, things like that. But even in his prime, he was yamming it on people. A lot of just pristine play from Dame. So I'm going to put him right behind Darius Garland. Zach LaVine in his prime was really fun to watch. I know he kind of has a weird NBA career. I think he's a lower C, maybe even a mid C, based off of bag work. DeMar DeRozan, I'm gonna go mid C again. I think they're also kind of connected. Sabonis, I'm gonna put him with the other kind of centers that have really good core vision. I think he's right behind Alpert Sengun, but you know, Wemby, his bag, I actually think he has a bag. I think that's one of the things that people can't knock him for, is that he had a bag. I think if he didn't have a bag, people would be complaining about how he's just a one-trick pony. He can just catch and shoot or dunks on people, and he definitely, for his size, has more of a bag than people think. All right, I'm just going to go through here, and because I'm at a lack of time, Brandon Ingram, definitely a bag. I'll give him that. We're going to put him at, I think high C is good, maybe even a low B. Who else? Let's just kind of go through and pick some of the maybe the top players that I missed. Actually, there's not a whole lot that I would consider to be a top player in here just yet. Actually, a lot of these I think I deleted already. Yeah, a lot of these I deleted from that row already. So I think I got almost all of them. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so my cream of the crop. Okay, I have Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, KD, James Harden. I think, okay, I'm putting D-Book at last because of what these guys have brought, to bag work, And what's crazy is these three were on the same team at one point. Then in S tier, I have LaMelo Ball, just the ultimate and one mixtape player. Then we got Luka, Brunson, Shea, Trey, Cade, Ants, Paul George, and then Donovan Mitchell. And then the next one I think is a little bit more, I think I explained myself a little bit more. Steph Curry in the A tier. I think his bag definitely consists of a lot more catch and shoot, running off of screens, being in a system. He can definitely get his own shot, but I think that comes with being able to just be a great shooter. I think that's just his bag. But I would definitely rather have, if I want to watch a highlight, I'd definitely go watch a Trae Young highlight over Curry sometimes, just to watch handles, bag work. Then I got Jordan Poole, Nikola Jokic, Garland, Dame, Chris Paul, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Maxey, Peyton Pritchard, D'Angelo Russell, Jamal Murray, Trey Mann, Tyrese Halliburton, John Morant, Austin Reeves, Anthony Simons, Kawhi Leonard, Victor Wembanyama, Mason Plumlee, my GOAT, Ayo Dosunmu, Naz Reid, Jalen Williamson. And then we have the left-hand shooter. There's a right-handed Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Brent in the B tier, Brendan Miller, Cam Thomas, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Cooper Flagg, LeBron James, Mike Conley, Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, Paolo Banchero, Jordan Clarkson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Josh Giddey, Kobe White, Porzingis, Yuki Kawamura, Derek White, Con Kneppel, Ingram, Colin Sexton, Giannis, Zion. And then in the C's, some of the notable ones, Bradley Beal at the top, Clay. You get a little bit farther down, you have in order, DeJounte Murray, Lonzo, Amen Thompson. And then, yeah, I think this is a solid list. I think a lot of these guys are interchangeable when you talk about bag work. I think, obviously, if you disagree with the Steph Curry and maybe like a Darius Garland and Dame, Chris Paul, I'd be open to putting them in any tier. But just let me know what you think. Obviously, I make this stuff for fun, so if you want to watch for fun, just watch for fun. But if you'd like to support, subscribe, hit the like, share it to some people that you think would like this kind of stuff in the off season, and have a good day. Peace.